When we discussed place value, we learned that the whole numbers were on one side of the decimal point and the fractional numbers were on the other side of the decimal point. Whole numbers, decimals, or fractional side of the number line. Here we have decimals arranged in ascending order from the smallest to the largest. But another thing that your child is going to need to know, another skill, is to be able to translate the decimal into a fraction. Our first decimal translating to a fraction would give us our 3 as a numerator. The 3 is in the tens, hundreds, thousandths position. So this is the equivalent fraction for this decimal. The next one, 3 again, is our numerator, but it's in the hundredths position. What we're doing is basically copying the decimal side of the number and memorializing the place where the last number falls. In this case, we're in the 10,000ths column. That would be the tens, hundredths, thousandths, 10,000ths. Take the number on the right-hand side of the decimal point as your numerator. Call the last number as the column for the denominator. Thousandths, tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Here we have 30, and the 0 is in the hundredths column. This particular fraction and some of the others are reducible to lower terms. This one we could also call 3/10. But as we see here in this decimal, 30 hundredths is what this decimal is saying. 471 thousandths. The 1 is in the thousandths position. 6,331 10,000ths. Coming up here on our board, here we have 700. The last 0 is in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths position. It's very easy to see that this decimal does reduce to a lower term, like 7/10. But when scientists are measuring or giving data, the 700 thousandths would be a more precise measure. 7051, and the 1 is in the 10,000ths position. Here we have 71 tenths, hundredths. Now we have a whole number with it, so that comes to the left-hand side of the decimal point. That one is a tall one, a tall number, and now we're going to have the fractional part. It would be 70. The 0 is in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths position. One, and our fraction is 247 tenths, hundredths, thousandths. Our 1 is a whole number. 29 is the numerator. The 9 is in the hundredths position. 1 is a whole number. 3 is in the tenths position. One and 92 hundredths. 2 this time comes outside of the to the left-hand side of the decimal point, and now we have 7 in the tenths, hundredths, thousandths position. 2, 32 tenths hundredths, 2, 327 tenths hundredths thousandths. Our decimals have been transferred to fractions.